How tall are you?
I am 5'5".
You know what's coming next? Dress size?
I wear 22. Yeah, I'm juicy. I already know that.
That's not the word I would use.
Relationship Insight for Men. I'm going to be leaving my comment for the end of the video. And if you guys do enjoy, please like and subscribe. Let's get into the video.
We're watching the one we talk about our model women, Walking Dead.
The Walking Dread, not dead.
The Walking Dead. Oh, I'm sorry.
What? Okay. Did you watch the entire video or just part of it?
Good question. I'm only about a third way in.
So what do you think about what do you think on the topic?
You're absolutely correct. Women are dreading getting older. As a 33-year-old, I feel like it's a lot of pressure right now. Opposed to when I was in school working. I mean, I always thought, oh yeah, I'll get married, or yeah, it'll come. I have, but definitely once you hit the 33 to 35 range, it hits you hard.
Do me a favor, hold your phone still. What state are you in?
I'm in New Jersey. Well, I'm an entrepreneur model.
When you were young, what age did you think you'd been married by?
By 30. I mean,
what do you think? Why do you think that didn't happen?
Honestly, it was location and options. And
what does that mean?
Well, at the time, at 30, I was finishing up my master's in the middle of nowhere.
So you said you're an entrepreneur and a what?
And a model.
A model?
Mm-hmm. A plus size. But then I took a break. I did take about 3-year break between the classes and doing my thesis to graduate.
And you said you're a plus size model?
Yes.
I'm always fascinated as to why college and careers, even high level careers, don't seem to keep other races, women from marrying. Geography, none of this stuff seems to keep other women from getting married. Why do you think black women just readily, why do you think, because I hear this from black women often, it's because I was in school. And I'm like, well, Becky was in school and Becky went to the Mayo Clinic. Now, she's a surgeon with a husband and 4 kids.
Right.
So is it really school?
It's school. It's definitely school. I have a Caribbean background, and my father, ever since I was little, he's like, school, school, school. Don't worry about anything else. As long as you have your education, no one can take anything from you. So it's kind of like pressure to secure that before anything else.
But other people can go to school and have educational focused backgrounds. I have friends from Pakistan, from the Middle East, and they're all about that, but they still get married.
That's true.
So I'm not hearing why education is doing. Is it really education? Okay, that was a long. What's your longest relationship?
2 years.
How long ago was that?
2 solid years. That was 4 years ago.
All right. You have any brothers?
No.
Okay. So you're the only child?
No, I'm a middle child of 3 girls.
Okay, 3 girls. Okay. This explains me. Any of your sisters married?
My older sister's married.
So it's reasonable to say growing up you did not learn how to serve.
Oh, I did. Absolutely did.
You did or did not?
I did. You said to serve a man?
Well, let me explain what I mean. If you have brothers in the house and your mother cooked, your mother would serve your father, and whether your brothers were older or younger, you would serve them. When the dinner was done, your mother would clear your father's plate. The women would clear the men's plates.
You're right. You're right.
You had no men in the house, so it was all female energy in the father.
A lot, yeah.
Well, and he, no disrespect to your father, but he panicked and said, y'all need to get educations because I can't afford to take care of all of y'all. That's what tends to happen when you have a bunch of girls. You got to get a job because I can't pay for it, instead of telling you, go find a husband and build a life with somebody so I can have some sons and some help.
Yeah, you're right. I would say my options as far as what I'm looking for wasn't available.
What are you looking for?
You know, intellectual brother, ambitious, family.
How tall are you?
I am 5'5".
You know what's coming next? Dress size?
I wear 22.
Right.
Yeah, I'm juicy. I already know that.
That's not the word I would use. See, And I gotta be honest, man. What option? How can I say this in that? Can I just be direct?
Absolutely. I already know.
Well, what options does a woman who's a dress size 22 can you command?
I mean, it's
I said what? It's all about what?
How you carry it as well.
Ma'am, you're 5'5".
Yeah.
And what's the most you've ever weighed?
350.
And a woman is 5'5", should be 125 pounds. You are almost 3 times, at your height, you're almost 3 human beings.
No, that's not my current weight, though.
I said at your height.
Okay, but that's
350 and 3 times 125 is 375. At your height, you were almost 3 women. And what I'm asking in the nicest, most gentle way possible is what kind of options can a woman who is 350 pounds or thereabout think she can demand?
I just want to clarify that my biggest weight is 350, but that's not my current weight.
Okay, ma'am, how much do you weigh now?
Currently, I'm 250.
Okay, not much. Okay, it's an improvement.
Absolutely.
But it is still, I'm just leave it alone. But what I don't understand is how you could say education is what kept you from marriage when most people would say it. Hold on.
Okay.
Most people would not say school and geography. Most people would point to your weight.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But that's not what you said. You said school.
For me personally, I feel like
No, man, that's not what it was. And you're an educated woman. And you're sitting here trying to tell me that it wasn't the fact that there were men in college. There were men around you, man. You were too big for anybody to really seriously consider you.
Right.
So telling yourself it was school is delusional.
That makes sense.
But what's troubling is that I had to pull that out, and at 33, you can't be honest with that.
Oh, no. I accept that. But
you accept what I said, but it's not what you openly admitted. Is the point. I mean, it's pretty clear. Why aren't you married? Well, I think it's geography and
I have options to get married, but I just didn't take them.
Right. Options, but let's also be honest, the kind of man you say you want, you don't have.
Well, I'm dating now.
But the kind of man you say you want, you don't have.
I do have now, but I'm not married yet.
You say you want an intelligent and ambitious man. Why? Why is ambition important?
Ambition is important because it shows me where you want to go and how you process life and the things that you want to achieve.
You want children?
Absolutely.
How many?
At least 2.
And what does your doctor say about it?
It's very possible.
And how long have you been at 250?
For about 8 years. Yeah.
Well, honestly, I believe that the truth is that many Black women have let themselves go to the point to where, honestly, y'all can get up 300 plus pounds, which is why Spelman got rid of all their college athletics because they saw so many women coming to college in your height, weight, and not really giving a damn.
Yeah.
And taking your prime years at 300 plus pounds, prioritizing everything other than your weight, and by extension, being attractive to a man, you put yourself in a position where you have to provide for yourself. So are you saying you actively are seeing somebody who is vetting you for marriage?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been seeing one?
Almost 2 years.
What does he do for a living?
He's a mortgage broker.
Has he been married?
No.
Any children?
No.
So if you say he's honestly dating or vetting you for marriage, what's taking so long?
I don't think it's taking too long. I believe in taking my time.
No, man. First off, I asked you when was your last relationship. You said it was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm. But now
you said I asked you when was your last relationship. You said 4 years ago.
Oh, because we broke up. We did break up for a time. So altogether, we're coming on to 2 years of knowing each other.
That doesn't make any sense.
Prior to this relationship, my last relationship was for.
But if you're currently in a relationship, your relationship, okay, all right. For 2 years, taking your time. How long should it, get out of the comments, how long should it take?
No more than 3 years. Really thought about it, so maybe about 3 years.
3 years.
Has
he told you he wanted to marry you?
Yeah.
Are you going ring shopping?
Ring shopping?
Do you make any room for the man? Please stop being in the comment section.
I'm not. I'm looking at this.
Do you make any room for the possibility that you could be not being honest?
As far as
where this relationship will likely head?
I mean, I'm not afraid of it not.
No, I asked you if you want to get married. You said yes. If you want kids, you said 2. You're 33 years old. You said you've been in a relationship for 2 years. I asked you if you're with somebody who's actually vetting you for marriage. You said yes. I asked you why is it taking so long? You said I believe in taking my time. I said, well, how long should it take? You said no more than 3 years. And I said, all right, ma'am, do you make possibility or room for the fact that you may be reading this wrong? Because if a man wants to marry you, he should have already proposed to you a long time ago.
Okay. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but
he's not married. He has no children. There's nothing stopping him. What is he going to know in a year that he doesn't already know?
We've talked about it.
No. It's we. See, that's the thing. You ladies have nothing to do with whether or not we propose. Either we do or we don't.
So if someone asks me, would you like to get married? And I'm like, well, let's think about it. Let's talk about it some more.
No. That's not how it works. How it works is somebody presents a ring and drops on their knee after they ask your father for your hand in marriage, and they pop the question. What you're talking about is, quite honestly, it's finesse. It's just a way to keep the cycle. And you're a grown woman, and you got to know these things.
Well, I don't know. I guess marriage is not like on the top list as it should be.
It's not what?
It's not at the top of my list as it should be. If that's one.
Well, that's fine. But you're 33 years old, and your body type. Just from a health standpoint, I don't think you're being honest.
Okay. Well, I respect your opinion.
Don't respect my. Go to your doctor and ask them, what is it? Are you going to be able to carry children?
I'm sure I will be.
No, ma'am. I'm not saying I'm a cancer survivor. Okay, so understand. I'm not just asking these questions. I'm like, you were 350 pounds down to 250, and you don't know. You're just assuming that everything's going to work out, and you ladies always assume the best. Mm-hmm. It sounds to me like you really are not prioritizing marriage, honestly. Sounds to me like if you're dating somebody, you know it's not really going anywhere, and you're just happy calling it what it is. But what I like to do is I like to focus women and realize, man, the choices you're making at this time have a long range effect. You're wasting time if you ever want to have kids. Okay. High-risk pregnancy starts at 35 for healthy women. You're not healthy.
Well, I know I have to lose weight before I actually have a child. I'm aware of that too. And that's something I plan to do.
So when I asked earlier about, why you're not married, I think it's more clear now. Mm-hmm. It's not because of school. It's not because of geography.
Because I don't.
Huh?
And then what is it about?
What do you think it's about, based on what I've said?
Based on what you said, you're saying it's because of my figure.
I think you're just. I honestly think you're just not really taking life seriously. Not my relationship.
Well, I'm glad you said relationships and not life.
Well, but life is about relationship. If not, we could lock you up in solitary confinement, and you can still do what you do just fine. Life is about relationship. I think you're not taking relationships seriously because there's some delusion here, and you think you have and you think you have time that you don't have. You think you have options that you don't. And a lot of women, Black women in particular, move through life this way, and then they are dealing with the very real reality that they're out of options, out of time, and because no one sat people down and said, you need to, if you want a man and a family, you need to focus on.
Right.
But like you said, at 350 pounds when you were there,
yeah,
that's not somebody that's prioritizing relationship.
I hear you.
I mean, I truly hope you. Are your sister your height and your weight too?
No, my sisters are slim.
Well, I hope you and your boyfriend or whatever you would call him. I would just say, man, don't delude yourself.
You're right.
Because women don't have the same kind of clock that we have, and the price that women pay for delusion, meaning telling yourself something that you want to believe that's not true, is different. Because after a certain age, fertility and these things happen. Lastly, you need a man who's an above average earner. You do?
Wait, say it again?
You need a man who's an above average earner.
As long as we have the things that we need. Like, I don't need an above average earner.
What is an average earner?
An average earner would be about 80,000.
Do you care if he's black or not?
Yes, I do. I would say no, but I do care.
Well, what percentage of black men do you think earn 80,000?
Say it again?
What percentage of black men in this country do you think earn 80,000?
Probably 45%.
Yeah, 15. So they're not nearly. So if you need a man to make 80,000, chance you need to cut what you. That just see what I mean by being deluded. You think the average man earns $80,000 in this country, and the average black man earns 40.
Well, I haven't had a problem with coming in contact with those people.
Yeah, but see, I don't really concern myself with coming into contact with, hooking up, dealing. I keep score on marriages because that's one of the convenient highs in a lot of systems, like to tell themselves, because I can date men, have sex with men, interact with men on this level, that it's just like being married to it, and it's absolutely not. So what I've showed you tonight, ma'am, is you don't really have a clue what's going on out here with men, which explains why you gotta hold on to this one, because I'm assuming he earns 80,000, does he?
Yeah.
All right. Because if you don't have him, that means you got to go back out here in the market, right?
In a pandemic, right?
Yeah, right. And I can tell you this: the men, black men who earn what you're talking about, are not looking for women that weigh more.
Are you sure? I'm just kidding. I'm trying to keep it light. I don't want it to be too heavy.
I want it to be realistic, though, ma'am. And you sisters, you act like that this is a game, and life is not a game.
No, I totally understand.
I'm not doing this to waste my time at midnight. I mean, I got other shit I could do.
I mean, you clicked on me.
And that's what I'm doing. You know what? See, we get what we reflect. And this is why I find it difficult to feel sorry for women like you. Because even though we're trying to have the conversation, you want to keep it light. I understand you want to keep it light, man, but there's something to be said for in a pandemic and this and that. You know, I hope you get what you want out of life. I really do. But I'm also, more than that, I hope men get. And no, men don't go out and become the best version of themselves, to put themselves in the top 15% of earners to get women who are 250, 300 pounds. They don't do. I think that's unreasonable to expect.
This was a really sad one for me. The fact of the matter is, this young lady is 33, 250 pounds. She's being very nonchalant about what is happening. And Kevin Samuels is trying to point out the fact that your height and weight is not healthy. She says she wants to be married in 2 years and she wants to have kids. If she have kids at her current weight, she's probably going to put on back that 100 pounds because she was coming from 350 pounds, I think. So if you want to have two kids oftentimes is going to put on between 30 and 50 pounds on a natural woman. And she's talking about, I need to start losing weight. Losing weight at 250 pounds is going to take you over a year, probably more, based on your discipline. And she doesn't seem like a very disciplined person because she's been at 250 pounds for 8 years. So this lady is definitely not serious. And like Kevin said, she's probably with this guy because this is the best she can do. And the other options out there is a little bit harder to come by based on her requirements, because she's thinking that average men make $80,000. And that's not true. The average pay for men, I'm not talking black men, men is between $45,000 and $50,000. When it comes on to the white men, I think it's 50 and more. When it comes on to black men, it's between 40 and 45,000. Oh my God. It is so sad. And this is more rampant than anything else, even today in 2026. It is crazy. Anyway, guys, continue to support Kevin Samuel's channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.